perspectives, but. Great, thanks, gang. Okay. We're gonna get started. So today's session 2, so we're moving on to the second of the 6, moving from E to P and being learning based. Andrea, we've been talking like a lot about this in Breakthrough, so it'll be a good refresher for you. She already knows all of these things and is doing all of these things. But they're just good to rehash. These are 2 of my favorite because I think once you can get this into your head in a business where you're self-propelled, it does change the trajectory. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Oh, actually, no, wait, I wanted to revisit our goals.
Oh, okay.
Just have you guys think of, so did you watch the recording?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had everybody think about a goal that we're gonna kind of carry with us over these 3 weeks. It doesn't have to be business related, it could be big or little, or just something that you're actually gonna take to heart.
Yeah.
So everybody think about your goal. A week later, how are you guys doing with it? Have you done anything with it?
Not a ton,
Not a ton?
no,
Hmm,
mainly because part of my goal hasn't been with me.
right. Okay,
Oh, that's.
I don't know, I think you have a personal goal, right?
Yeah.
You've chosen a personal one,
Yeah.
right, okay. How do you feel about that? I mean, that's a circumstance that's out of your.
Oh, I
control.
mean,
Yeah, is it out of your control? Because that's hard.
That can be.
a little bit, yeah, but I'm feeling good about it because of the anticipation of doing the things
Right,
is building, and then just sort of reminding myself when at least the goal returns,
right.
then that will be a big focus of mine.
Okay.
And it's a simple step really for
Yeah.
me, so
Well, that's good.
good.
Sounds so beautiful and mysterious.
It does.
Well, a piece of my goal as a person.
Yeah, I did, well, I kind of,
Yeah, so when it is something out of your control like that, and it is personal, I get it.
every person's out of your control.
Yeah. But the point was just to think about it, if it was a more tangible, like in your control, let's say the person was with you, then it would be a different.
Well, there was another goal that I achieved over the weekend.
Okay.
That helps. So the other one that I had was one that I guess it was a year-long thing.
Yeah,
In my race mode again, that
right,
faster this year than last year,
there you go.
with most of the time coming from one particular spot as opposed to the other 2 strengths, or the one bird strength. So it was really funny because like, I mean, it was the very try. Like the goal was I wanted last year I went an hour 13, this year I wanted to go like an hour 12 or whatever.
Right.
And I made up all the time in the swim this year, which classically is my strong suit. Last year I had a pretty long swim, and then I had a really good bike and a terrible run. This year I had a really strong swim, a decent bike, and a semi-terrible run. But all the time I was in one place. So it showed to me that when I focus on one particular thing, then the results will come.
Who knows? Who knew?
I know.
What?
Because I started swimming that. And it was like, I knew that was gonna be, I knew that part of the race was gonna be better.
Yeah,
What I wasn't expecting was like the slower bits on the bike and on the run.
right.
So it's kind of a little bit of a lunch bag let down, but it, still finished in top 50 and 4th in age group, so it wasn't so bad. Could be worse.
Okay, so our first one this week is moving from E to P. Does anybody know what that means at all? Like, when I first heard this? Anyways, now I know it to a T.
Bunch of letters in the alphabet.
Yes, Paul Williams loves to make short forms of everything and like give things like little nicknames. So this is just one of many examples. So E to P is your entrepreneurial style and your purposeful style. So you want to move from an entrepreneurial to purposeful. And it kind of sounds backwards. The first time I heard this, I was like, well, entrepreneurial is such a big word, such an important word, right? You feel like you're an entrepreneur, it holds this clout. But in this context, it kind of means something different. You're starting class.
Yapper and that and anything. Jesus.
All right. I did. Mike is teaching next week.
Right.
All right, so being entrepreneurial is a great thing. And often it stems from succeeding at doing something that comes naturally with your natural talent and abilities. So like I said, when I first heard of E2P, I was confused because I thought entrepreneurial was like the best. Like you're like, I'm gonna be like, it has a lot of like. Everybody wanted to be in the entrepreneur class in high school, right? Like it felt like cool. But when it gets down to the nitty gritty, and you'll see as we go through this, it's not necessarily going to propel you as far as you should or could go, right? Because you really are just relying on these natural abilities. Being purposeful approaches your business in a different way and your life with proven models and systems. So you are taking I think I spelled purposeful wrong.
It's okay.
Anyways, we talked about this a few weeks ago. So the goal is to move from doing things that come naturally to you, either a problem arises or an idea for your business or your personal goal, and you're just gonna do what comes easy, natural, feels good. But that might not be the best way to get the results that you desire to hit your goal, to hit your numbers, whatever it is. Moving to purposeful leans into being more aware of what the problem or challenge or next step is. How can you get there with doing things that maybe don't come innately to you? Using the systems models and everything that everyone else has already developed, because we don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? And applying those to the areas of your business so you can push through that ceiling. We are going to have a bit of a discussion now. Hi, Stacy. I think Stacy, you're the only one on virtually today, so feel free to just unmute yourself and join in on our conversation, okay? So let's start with the first question. What are you guys doing today that if you stop doing it, nobody would notice or your business wouldn't thrive or fail? It's just a thing you do that you feel maybe you put a lot of pressure on, but if you stop doing it, nothing would change, good or bad.
Right now,
Boy, I think I'm pretty impactful, so.
yeah. In terms of my own business, there's probably, at the moment, I can't think of anything that I could stop doing that would not impact me.
Either.
Is it more so, what are you doing that's not moving you forward?
Yeah, like if you stop doing it, it's not gonna hurt your business. But it's not gonna grow your business.
Being unorganized.
I think that we would notice the difference.
Yeah. You got more unorganized?
Uh,
No, I think, well, I mean, just being in the infancy in my journey here, there's so many things that I'm working on that if I stop doing one of them, the whole thing would fall apart.
Right.
So for me, at least, that's how I perceive it.
I would say deep down on the list of things to do every day, if having conversations with people is not at the top of the list, everything else below it can be cut out.
Yeah,
Like if you're distracting yourself with, like I just got into a Canva vortex trying to create a YouTube banner. It
Okay,
took me all morning.
let's pop that into ChatGPT. But yeah.
It did not work. It kept, and that's why it was this vortex. I was like, oh, I'll just, after yesterday's AI class, I'll get ChatGPT to do it.
Mhm.
I downloaded all the parameters from YouTube. I plugged in what I thought was a brilliant prompt, and it just was. It was wrong, it was wrong, it was wrong, and I kept arguing with it. And then it actually came back to me and said, maybe you should just do this on Canva. And I was like, all right, now we'll plug in Canva, we'll do it on Canva, and it didn't work. And I probably spent 2 hours this morning on it. And then I just stopped. I just gave up.
Ask ChatGPT for the prompts to put. in.
Absolutely. I'll send you the detailed and thorough prompts that I put together.
Okay.
But that's the point of this question.
Yeah.
What are you doing that's not actually moving you forward?
And then you won't notice if like other people around you who are watching your business aren't gonna stop. So for instance, Mike or somebody, and when you do your office rounds, let's say, and you talk to people for 5 minutes each day, probably don't want to stop that because it's great for rapport and connection, but what if you cut it to 1 minute?
Yeah.
People are still gonna notice, but you've now just freed up, half an hour of your day to do something else.
And then
Jess, I was gonna say,
Oh,
Sorry.
Stacey, shout it out, Stacey.
hi. And I love stop, start, continue too. I love it. I was gonna say similar, right? Like stop going for coffee with other realtors or spending time on the phone just having general conversations about the
Right.
market. That's not driving your business forward.
Yeah. So there's probably a lot of those little things, like she mentioned, that we probably don't even notice we're doing. It comes naturally to us. We feel it's a part of our business. But it's not moving the needle. It's not helping us. It's not hindering us. But if it could go, what does that make space for?
And the trap would be not being able to recognize it.
Yes.
Like if I went home today and I was like, oh, I had such a productive day. I spent 4 hours struggling with a YouTube banner.
Yeah.
I may feel like I'm busy and I'm doing something, but that's not actually moving my business forward in any significant direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So now that we've talked about that, what could you start doing that could dramatically change or shift your business? Is there something that you have, has been like in the back of your head, like, oh, we talk a lot about, guys, just talk to 10 people every day, 10
Yeah,
people.
I was gonna say lead gen, like
Just-
just lead gen for
First.
forefront and then
And we all
block,
know it,
maybe time for the others,
Yeah.
frivolous things.
or time blocking.
Yeah.
Simple things that we know we should do, but we're not, we just, because we're like, oh, that's out of my comfort zone, or I don't know how to do that, or that feels boring, like, but those are the things, if we all had 9 to 5 jobs in an office, shuffling invoices. We'd have to do all these things, we wouldn't be making as much money.
Look at the audience in the room. Today, theoretically.
Theoretically.
The opportunity.
The opportunities. Yeah. Nobody's
Something-
moving to shuffle invoices.
I'm living in a state of, what is it that I said to Nikki the other day? Delusional optimism.
Yep.
That's how I operate right now.
Yeah,
It's working. It's working good.
yeah. Delusional optimism, I like that. Alright. Anyone wanna share anything they know, like they have something, you have a smile, something you
It would
could
just
do?
be like increasing the amount of conversations that I have.
Yeah.
That's it, like just doing more. That's all.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, finding a way to increase your bandwidth to do more.
Well, that goes back to question 1 now.
Yeah, so it's reducing the other distractions that are.
Clean up your bandwidth so
Yeah.
you can fit in the more important things, right?
Yeah,
What are you guys doing well in your business right now? It comes naturally to you and it's actually, giving you success.
Open houses.
Open houses?
I'm good with lead gen. I started doing the worksheet and
Yeah,
I actually do a lot more than I would probably have said. Prior to putting it on paper. Yeah, that's, I am good at that.
getting out in front of people and being that relationship builder, yeah. What about you?
it's like being actually in front of people, like actually with people, like then. Last night I went and showed me how 2 houses in Caledon, and I've got a new client essentially, so.
Great,
That's gonna happen and hopefully it's gonna turn over into the relatively quickly. But it is the face-to-face interaction for me, because that's my background. Everything that I did before this was in front of somebody. So
Right.
working on the phone, text, sometimes that intention gets lost in translation.
disconnects you from the goal of your business,
Yeah.
so knowing, your strengths then. That's your entrepreneurial strength, roll it into the P.
Yeah.
What are the systems, models, proven tactics? To pull that into your business, so at the end of the day, you're great in front of people and you enjoy that. So being in open houses where she can just be in front of strangers, or who was I talking to about, I used to set up at Grounded Coffee Shop in Midland. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. And just sit there because I didn't know how to lead gen, this was before I was for sale, and so many people would just come in and I would not get any work done, but I would talk to probably 20 people every time I went there for like the morning.
Mhm.
And that's how I realized lead gen doesn't have to be as stringent as they make it out, so I use my strength of just being in front of people and reinforcing the relationships I already have.
Yeah.
So. All right, Stacey, anything to share?
Is that the year you got Agent of the Year?
Okay, hang on. Can you hear me, Jeff?
Yeah, maybe. Yes, I can, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think the other thing sort of in the stop, start, continue that I'm maybe considering right now is like the administrative tasks, not my strength. So if I could figure out a better way or delegate, I'm just like thinking about that for next fiscal year. And then the continue, I think similar to what people shared, this converting and follow-up are my strengths. So just doing more of that, right? To build your business and to get referrals and to sort of that becomes like a positive flywheel concept.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, awesome. Lots of exciting things ahead for you, Stacy. I know it. So to get purposeful, here are just some quick tips that you can do to kind of refocus yourself, because we can't always be in the same room together having these conversations that remind us, yeah, I'm great at open houses and I like open houses. How can we move that to be more successful? So, here are 5 steps to getting purposeful. So you're going to focusing on that goal or goals within your business. You probably have multiple goals. I want to have 10 conversations a day. I want to have 2 deals a month. I want to do whatever, like you probably have quite a few. So focus in on them, write them down, make them part of you. And instead of looking at them, so then you're going to move to strategic options and being like, looking at them and doing what you feel is right. Take a minute and look at what other people have done, what systems, what models are out there that could fuel the steps to that goal that also align with who you are and how you conduct your business. But maybe are a little bit more purposeful and direct. So Mike, that your example of getting in front of people, like being in front of people makes you feel a lot more connected to your business. So then for your lead gen, maybe you really just focus on finding ways to lead gen face to face.
Yeah.
You went out to all those businesses last week, right? That's a great way to do it. You like being on camera too. That's not face to face, but it is kind of.
Yeah, it's a
But so say, here's my entrepreneurial strengths. Now, who else has done it that's worked, and what are the steps I can take to make this a new system in my business? That rolls into number 3, following the models, go to trainings, use your Command Connect. There are 8 bajillion resources on there. If you type in any real estate word you want, a whole slew of one-pagers, courses, videos, everything that anyone in Keller Williams and beyond has done is there. It's a data repository, I don't know, for you. So use that, ask questions, ask Mike, ask myself, ask anyone. And then it's great to learn about things, but we can get in another trap of just continuous learning and no implementation. So when you've found the models that work, when you've understood them, we'll talk about this learning based, actually put them into practice. And when they're in practice, be accountable, find an accountability partner, join our Breakthrough 120 group, go to PC coaching if you're like, crap, I need some more, I need something more. Find something to hold you accountable, because most of the people I know can't be self-accountable to the fullest. I don't know. I'm not. No. Mike?
Definitely not.
Nope. All right. Okay. Here's our first activity. We only have, just Stacy, so we'll just do open group conversation, but feel free to write it down too. And what part of your business do you feel like you're winging it right now? Where you're just doing it because you think you need to do it and it feels like it could be better.
My follow-up could be better.
Follow up, right?
Yeah, my follow-ups.
Follow up.
Follow-up.
Yeah.
Well, I live in a bit of a distracted headspace, and the priorities kind of shift based on the urgent need of the day.
Yeah.
And my client, out of everything that's gone on in the last 2 years, my servicing of my clients and the following up and the nurturing of that database has kind of, and I can feel it now. So
Okay.
Yeah, definitely,
Right.
that's.
Let's use follow-up as an example. I think we all
Can relate to that.
relate to that one. So thinking about that, okay, we're all probably waiting follow-up, we're not doing well. Stacy excels at follow-up. She can maybe teach us all about her skills on that, but. So when we're facing, let's take question 2 then and think about follow-up, lead follow-up. When we're facing that challenge, is it your instinct to just solve it however you think is best with what your skills are? Or do you pause and say, okay, how can I purposely find a way to do better follow-up? Or do you just like, oh, I'm gonna get another color post-it note and write everybody's name down on it,
Yeah, it's organic, which is why.
right? Like
I
you
can't
want-
keep up with it
Right.
because I don't have it systematized, because it used to be my natural strength,
Right,
right? It used to be sort of the only thing I'd focus on, and it came so natural.
yeah,
Now, it's been pushed to a low priority in my mind, although deep down, it's a very high priority.
yeah,
So-
it's I'd say on par with lead gen,
Mhm.
More so.
more so, yes,
Yes, you know, you met 20 people a day at the coffee shop. Did that a lot to 300 deals that year, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
follow up.
Are they all in your
follow-up.
database? Are you following?
Are you
it?
being purposeful with
Right,
that?
exactly, and I'm
That-
still learning that,
Yeah,
yeah. Um,
Just, well, I mean, for me, it's not the frequency, it's more of the content of the follow. How do I make it purposeful for them when I am following up with them? Because it's a fairly regular cadence with people that I need to follow up with, because every time I call them, I set something
yeah.
new for.
so client follow-up is different than lead follow-up. So you will have to kind of mentally separate the two, like if you are working with your active clients,
Yeah.
they should, yes, be on your lead drips.
Mhm.
Whatever those are with your team or your personal stuff, but then they will have a different kind of follow-up because you're now servicing them as a client.
Right,
Your lead follow-up, which I think maybe is where we can focus on is, that monthly newsletter, the Christmas and summer card, or, just they're not clients,
yeah,
but they could be.
right,
So the nurturing aspect of follow-up instead of like,
right, so
Right.
that's the difference, sorry, the nurturing bit of the.
yes, where maybe it's an open house lead and they're just like, we like to go to open houses, like, great, can I contact you? Sure. They have no intent to maybe buy within the next year or two, but you wanna keep them
Yeah,
top of mind.
Front
You-
of mind, yeah.
Exactly, so that's kind of, I guess, follow-up does veer more towards client follow-up, but let's say lead follow-up.
sure.
the nurture.
Nurturing, touching them.
And that really.
How good are you at touching?
Have you touched that person 36
How do you keep
times
touching
yet?
strangers without them getting upset with you?
I
36
haven't
times.
found yet.
Michael's got a secret about it.
What are some purposeful systems that you've heard of or know that you could implement for it? Let's just stick on the lead follow-up train here.
I have found that for like open house leads, first reach out is always a text now. Because people, it's very easy for them to read it and respond. It's so much harder, I think, for people when you call them that they're like, oh, I don't wanna,
Yeah.
pushing me, it's salesy, it's whatever,
Emails are easy to ignore.
And yeah, so my first is always text, and from that answer, or sometimes, of course, no answer. If I don't get an answer, then I do what do you want the next steps to be? Like, what do you,
Right.
and then if I don't hear anything, then it's dead. But I throw everything through some kind of AI to how to approach this, what's the best way to do, because I'm not creative that way, my brain doesn't think that way, so that gives me my easy way to continue it.
Anyone else have a model or system that they think they could use or?
I do like smart plans, like
Yeah.
when I'm in
Fully smart.
when I'm in flow, like when I'm actually working my sales business, like that, it's, and I really do like having some type of touch automation or reminder. I tried to use all the task reminders. Those don't work for me. They just
Either,
build
yeah.
up, and then I look back and I go, geez, I'm 50 tasks behind.
Right.
I'm never gonna catch up, and it becomes a demotivator. But I have, again, I've started integrating some AI systems that not only remind me of the task, but they put it sort of in front of my face.
Mhm.
And it doesn't allow it to build up, and it prioritizes. So every day I get like a little questionnaire or synopsis from my AI saying, okay, is this still important? How big of a priority is this? Should I move this to the top of the pile, or is this no longer? And I've got it set up where it's like Tinder. So you swipe right for important, you swipe left for no longer important. Not good.
How do you know about Tinder?
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows about Tinder. I watched TV a few times. And it's like, okay, so now I do it like, oh, I didn't do that, but the time has passed, so it's no longer, it needs to be on my list. That's a left swipe. And I go, oh geez, thanks for reminding me. That is really important. Move that to the top of my list, and then I can set a fresh reminder for tomorrow. It's not a perfect system, and it's not scalable, because if I were dealing with hundreds of clients and hundreds of people, it would all collapse.
Right.
But for me, that's something that I'm trying to be more purposeful about, is holding myself accountable to what I ask myself to do. It's like I have multiple versions of my own brain. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And by the end of the day, I'm like, I got nothing left.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, how do I get more intentional about doing the things I don't want to do when I don't want to do them? And that's something
I'll
I'm trying to do.
piggyback on that with, is it Back at You?
Yeah.
You know, I was struggling, spending way too much time designing, creating. And I thought, okay, like, get over yourself first, like, you're not a designer, so I utilize that. And it generates a bunch of stuff, and I just put it through the calendar, so at least there's
There's something.
Something.
something coming through.
Yeah.
And I laugh when people say, oh, your social is so good, I'm like.
Because we judge ourselves too much, way more than the general public does. And the same idea, but having a calendar that is interactive with your social media, it does help you be more purposeful. So I think that's incredible that you do use that, because most people get caught up with, it's not exactly how I want it to look, so I'd rather do nothing. And the truth is the opposite.
Yeah.
Even if it's not perfect, you have to just keep moving forward. You just have to put it out, say, well, it's not ideal. Who cares? It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
And that will help compounding over time, and you will be able to refine. You will
Well,
be able to
and
refine.
this is it, I had to like really get myself under control and understand, like, this is not life threatening, this is not like changing, like, just get it out and then slowly start to feed it to, you know, make it better and where you want it to be.
Alright. Okay, can we all think about, you don't have to shout it out, somebody in your life, in your office, you can't be one.
I'm ready.
Someone who's doing, you know, this E2P, or that you're like, hey, they've got a great system, I admire that. Think about what maybe systems they're using, but go a step further and just reach out to them. See if they wanna have a cup of coffee, see if they wanna jump on a quick phone call, just say, I've been doing this course with Jess, we were talking about this, I see you're doing this, can I pick your brain? I guarantee there's probably not many, if any, that will say no to you in this approach.
Oh, I've earmarked 3 people in particular for each of their specialized skill set that I wanna tap into.
I didn't get a phone call.
Yeah, it's coming.
We're texting.
We'll let you know when we get more fitness era.
Oh my gosh, okay, I made my cream cheese bagel.
But yeah, so challenge yourself to do that this week. Maybe a follow-up is one thing. Stacy said she finds that a strength for her is the follow-up and the conversion. So maybe she's someone you send an email to. I'm just volunteering you, Stacy.
Did you
But,
say me? Did you say me, Jess? You did.
I did.
Here's
But
the
think
thing,
about
guys.
someone.
I would say too about this, Jess, is like, I'm sure we all have examples of clients that we got or deals that we closed or made because of our follow-up, right? And that how we maybe stood out to that client. Or, you know, I've been called because maybe someone had a listing and their agent didn't talk to them for 2 months and then their listing expired and they called me. Right. So I think we all have good examples, and I use like every trick in the book. I use 2 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. It's an old luxury retail follow up for someone that you meet or someone that has bought something. And like there's so many different ways, but I think Michael is right. Like something is better than nothing, you know?
I really,
So-
it's 2
Maybe
2 days,
Stacey's
2 weeks, 2 months. Yeah, no, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. All right, let's move on. My goal is to keep this under an hour. 45 minutes is even better, but I doubt we'll get there. We did start a bit late, maybe. All right, part 2 of this week is be learning based, which feeds into E2P. And funnily enough, guys, all of these 6 things roll together. At the end, you'll be like, shh. Mind blowing. All right. The more you read, the more things you know. The more you learn, the more places you'll go. Who said that? That's right. Love it. I love the stock. So the more you learn, the more you earn, all those fun things. Graders are leaders. Don't ever stop learning. How many people continuously make time to do learning each day? Andrea?
Constantly.
Michael? Yeah.
I don't know, I
This
guess I was
business
testing,
specifically, there is no stopping
Yeah.
learning. The
No.
agents who refuse to learn, or the people who refuse to learn, or think, oh, I'm happy where I am. It doesn't take more than 6 months or a year before everyone else is miles ahead of them.
Yeah, they stay in that E phase, right? Where they're just like, what I know is enough. It comes easy, it works for me, I'm happy, and that's fine. We will take your business. 100%, right? Sweet. So being a learning-based individual, someone who has made the decision to use effective learning as a foundational piece for their action plan to develop their life. And I like effective learning because you can definitely get in the trap of just always learning, right? And not doing. So learn something, learn do. You have to balance them out there. So the learning model that is just a human thing is we come into this world, or we are unconsciously incompetent. So we don't know what we don't know. So this would be, the example they used was, an 8-year-old saying, I could drive a car, it's not that hard. They just see a car, they see people driving it, they have no idea what that means. So they think that they can do it. They get to conscious incompetence by maybe, so we now know what we don't know. So maybe they're doing your driver's test and they're realizing, whoa, there's rules. They start to feel some anxiety or changes. Okay, there's stuff I don't know. You know what? Then they have to go through and learn more to become conscious competent. So now we know driving is hard. Driving takes skill. Driving takes learning. I can't just jump in a Ferrari and drive away at 8.5 years old. And then you move after learning, after practice, after doing. So you're learning and doing into unconscious competence. This is where we all want to be. So now we just do it without thinking about it. When I looked at this, I kind of paused because it almost seems like now you just have to stop learning. But what they're trying to say is you want to get to number 4 for the different facets of your business. So lead follow-up. We don't know what that is. We've never been in real estate. Step 1, we don't know what we don't know. Step 2, we now know that we have to do lead follow-up, but we don't really know the best way to go about doing it. Moving to step 3, okay, now we know there's a lot of ways to do it. Let's pick one, conscious, unconscious competence. Now we know the one thing that works best for us. We have learned it, we have lived it, we have done it, we have succeeded at it, and we just do it. We have ingrained it in our brains. The goal is to attain this level 4 unconscious competence for the top 20% of the tasks for your business. Until it's not working, and then you're gonna do it again and again.
That's
and again. Right? So all of those models and systems to get purposeful if you're not comfortable with them, learn them, figure them out, until you get to this point where it's just part of your day, part of your business. Wait. So what is one thing you guys learned yesterday that you didn't know the day before? Because we're learning every day.
My ego is I know everything. I'm like, shut up, no, you don't. You don't know anything. Yeah.
Well, I guess we're all in an AI session yesterday,
Yeah.
probably learned something.
The capabilities of AI are so exponentially beneficial to our particular business that it's really imperative we learn how to use it
Mhm.
properly,
Okay.
even just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I learned yesterday, well, that's the thing, though, I kind of knew it before, but time management is a challenge. And when you run out of time, your quality of output diminishes significantly. And when you feel like the quality of your output is below your personal standards, it throws you out of balance.
Right.
And that's how I felt yesterday when we started, because we were behind the gun on timing. It felt harder to get a grip on the class. Once it started moving, it was okay. But at the beginning, I was like, I came in early with the specific intention of giving it like an hour of prep time so that we were ready. And then distraction, urgent matter, all of it carried forward. So maybe I didn't learn it for the first time, but I learned the importance of reinforcing and executing on what you do learn, right? So kind of, yeah, it was kind of a reminder of something I've maybe forgotten the importance of. So when you forget, you relearn, I guess, that's part of it.
That's true. So we're learning every day, so don't, maybe an exercise for this is just to be
More
aware,
purposeful.
be more purposeful.
Yeah.
And be like, what, before you go to bed, you're like, what did I learn today? Because it'll reinforce it in your mind, but also like, we're doing lots of cool things every day and we are putting ourselves out there and working on our business in a lot of different ways and yeah.
Yeah, I would say the reinforcing, like that's like, when you ask me, what did I learn? I mean, you learn a lot in a day, but I think it was just a reinforcing of the new things I have been learning and following through with. That reinforcing, like when I called someone, they're like, oh my gosh, like, the end result was like, you care about me, you're calling me just to, so just that reinforcing what I have learned, I'm acting on and.
Yeah. Does anybody actively schedule time for learning each day? Or does anybody have anything on the schedule this week? I mean, you were here yesterday, you're here today, so
Schedule's
we're
no
learning.
done. If you don't book it in here for me, then. It's
But it
scheduled.
could be anything, even like reading a book, and you know what, it doesn't always have to be.
I do
nonfiction.
audiobooks.
Well, it doesn't matter how you consume a story, it doesn't matter how you consume it, ebook,
Yeah.
audiobook, podcast, paper, doesn't matter.
I set mine every night before bed. I set aside time to disconnect from work, and I learned something either cycling based or lately I've been getting really into geography. I feel like a YouTube channel called Geography by Jeff that is like, it's soothing and you learn a lot of stuff. Like
Looking at maps is really soothing, it's
But-
like, I'll get sucked right into that.
Yeah, it's just, and I love it.
You go it's totally down like this the rabbit hole. I learned yesterday how the Andes have like not necessarily developed, but like created the disconnect between the east and the west side of South America and how they couldn't become essentially like one, like the United States of America, and how they stayed separate and
Right.
climates and all the rest of it.
Cool.
It was pretty neat. But that's the kind of learning that I like to do, to sort of disconnect from business at the end of the day, so I don't go squirrely trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, and being learning based, like, yes, apply the basic principles to your business,
Mhm.
but just being that in life will enrich you that much further. Like if you just stayed glued to your screen and went to bed and woke up, like your quality of life, your purpose and passion as a human to live your life by design is gonna disappear. And then how can you be the best version of you for your business, for your family, for your life, right? So, yeah, it doesn't matter. People are always like, oh, I only want to read nonfiction. I was like, just read any book you want, because if you're reading nonfiction about business, great. If you're reading about bikes, great. But if you're reading a story and that's your jam, great. You're learning about people, you're learning about situations, you're learning new words and dialogue. Talk about books for 4 days in a row, but don't hesitate. Again, another challenge is there's someone in the office or in the sphere, an agent, a person, doesn't have to be even in the industry, who has something you can learn. Maybe so kind of the same as the first one, so reach out to someone, that's your challenge, talk to them, have a coffee and say, I want to learn about X, tell me, or whatever. How do you guys think having a learning-based mindset will help you serve your clients and help your business?
Because every client's different, and if you don't learn from them and offer something to them, then you won't have clients. You always want to learn something from your clients about their
Right.
personality, their history, and what their motivations are. Like, you're always going to be learning from them in some way to understand what motivates them. And so you can develop a plan to figure out what's going to suit them best.
Mhm.
I just think it stimulates your brain, like, you know, learning, you're stimulating your brain, you're learning your brain to learn. So that you can do exactly that, what you said, like.
And just having that mindset of, you're always constantly learning instead of shutting and be like, no, I know everything, like Mike said. And what you're saying is wrong, what's saying it doesn't matter, like, how can you don't want to approach your clients like that or colleagues and say, no, I know everything, right? It's not gonna go well. It's
Yeah.
not gonna feel good it might feel good for you. I mean, I know people like that, but it's another story.
Just keeps you in the game too.
Yeah.
I used to not I guess maybe struggle. I had one panic attack just before I became, well, this is the story of it. I was spiraling post-COVID, you really not knowing the direction. I joined the team and I was trying to increase my business, and it was starting to feel like I had less control over the direction my life was going in. I remember one day being on my porch thinking I completely botched a deal, and I heard a client and I was sort of losing sleep and freaking out, and I was like, why am I spiraling? What's going on? I checked all my paperwork, it was fine, but I couldn't understand why I was feeling the way I was. And I thought, oh, I need to learn about panic so that my brain can understand what my body's going through, because my mind and my brain or my body and my brain are not in alignment. And education was the answer.
Mhm.
I realized that I was scared that I'd made a mistake because I didn't feel like I was educated, not educated in sort of the traditional sense, but I didn't think that I was aware of the risks, because it happens all the time. It's like, oh, I forgot to check this. I didn't do that. Oh, I just read an article online. I was supposed to do this. So I retrained myself. I went back to real estate school. I got my broker's license. I focused hard on education. And now what used to cause me stress now empowers me. So the learning to me was the tool. And now when I have an agent who calls me and I see that panic and that same pattern of behavior time after time, I can say, you need education. You need to teach yourself, read the RICO bulletins, sign up for classes, participate, so that your brain doesn't feel like it doesn't know what's happening. Because that was the disconnect for me. So always learning. Now I'm always learning, and I'm not afraid of it, and it's not a burden. It's not an inconvenience. I look forward to it, because the stronger my mind gets, the better I get, and the more I can manage my own emotions.
And you have great advice too, by the way.
And I learned the hard way, the school of hard knocks, right? So.
All right. Last activity. Everybody, I want you to think of 3 things you want to learn that will expand your business, and you can write them down, but you need to have 3 things. You don't have to share
Is
this.
homework next week or?
Yeah. So I guess you'll be following up.
That's what I've.
You're writing them down, Mike?
Writing.
No, you are, I know you. This one.
Well, you're good. This is gonna get sent out to us though too, right?
No,
Michael.
I will tell you right now, think of 3 things that you want to learn that will expand your business. Cause I'll be asking next week.
There's a part 2 to
Please
this
threaten
activity.
me again?
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, part 2.
Encouraging.
And now everybody has to open their calendar. And you're going to set a time block.
Next 3 weeks.
There you go.
Time block 30 minutes on each Monday for the next 3 weeks. Name each time block one of your 3 things you need.
Mhm.
30 minutes.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Longer is too long.
You think so?
Well, it was just to give you like a taste,
Fair enough.
like
An
I
appetizer.
wanna learn how to host the best open house possible. I love open houses, but I know I could do better. Go to Command Connect, go to ChatGPT, I don't care where you go, and spend 30 minutes learning and making a plan. The more time you have, the longer you'll just make it take. You can probably get the same into 30 minutes.
So 3 minutes on Monday for 3 weeks.
That's Monday the 17th. I want a time block 30 minutes. In the morning,
Whenever you want.
and then that would be the 24th, 30 minutes in the morning. And then 31st, 30 minutes in the morning. It's already in the calendar.
And on the 4th Monday, everyone will bring a full report and Bristol board for our learning fair. Just kidding.
Or learning.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
It is a really good
That's a
idea.
really good idea.
Do it.
Because then we can teach each other.
Like a science fair, but like a learning fair.
Let's do it, I'm committed.
Cheapers.
Oh my gosh, we can make it like a social. Everybody gets a poster space. I think my computer died.
Yeah.
Stacy, my computer died, but that was the last slide of the presentation.
Perfect timing.
There was one where they said, see you next week. So
See you next time.
yeah, hopefully that
Thank
was
you.
see you next week. Mike's teaching, so time block 3 hours.
Yeah, before next week, so. Sure, we'll do that in current time.
He's gonna, the challenge for Mike will be 1 hour. He's gonna do it, cause he's gonna learn about it. He's gonna start on time. Yang's gonna be there to help him.
Well, this is also like more of a structure.
I'll put the
So,
presentation,
yeah,
like-
so it's not like I'm gonna be riffing
Yeah.
on everything.
If you can do it in an hour and a half, I'll be proud.
Starting this Monday coming, right, the 17th?
That's right.
Keep challenging me, I'll do it in 0 minutes. Whoa!
Wouldn't be here.
Postponed until Jessica returns.
I won't be returning. Following week, I'm in Alberta.
All right. I'll be quick because I'll have a lot to do and then the next Thursday.
It'll be-
After work.
And honestly, it can even just
We
be
got
a
a
discussion.
5-hour drive. We're doing a long weekend with the kids. Thursday to Sunday. In Leamington.
Okay.
Honestly, next week is accountability and limiting beliefs, so Mike.
Oh, that's perfect.
Like you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just have an open discussion.
Yeah, no, I think that's
If you
my-
don't, if
my
you
jam.
wanna do your own thing, cause you do a lot of that in PC
PC
coaching,
coaching, yeah.
a la carte, like, they have structured
I'll
curriculum.
follow along so that your system
Okay.
keeps moving forward. follow along so the system